Pay close attention to my words, for I do not speak without purpose or in vain. I, the Lord your God, the Most High, come today to speak directly to your hearts with an eternal love and a divine urgency that you cannot ignore. I want you to know with absolute certainty, beyond any doubt, that everything will be okay. No matter what you are facing, no matter how dark the night seems, or how heavy your burdens feel, I have total control over all things. The Archangel Michael has been commanded to speak, to warn you, to reveal a truth that can no longer wait. If you close your ears to my call now, you will face a loss that could have been avoided. If you continue to ignore my voice, you will walk down a path of darkness. But if today you hear my call and respond with faith and obedience, you will see the heavens open over your life, and my power will be revealed in ways like never before. The time is now. Do not waste it, my beloved. Do not be afraid. Do not let the fear that paralyzes you or the voices that tell you there is no hope dominate you. For I am with you, as a mighty giant, as an eternal refuge, as a strong tower in battle. No matter how difficult your situation may seem, no matter how long you have been waiting, or how many times you felt that strength has left you, I am right by your side. I hold you with my mighty right hand. I lift you up when you stumble. Your suffering has not escaped my notice. I have counted every one of your nights of sorrow, every one of your sighs, and I have collected your tears in my vial. Nothing is ever lost in my presence. Every prayer, every cry, every time you called out, Lord, help me, I have heard. I am the God who moves mountains, the one who makes a way in the desert, the one who turns the impossible into reality. I do not change, I do not tire, I do not become distracted, and I never forget. The same God who parted the Red Sea is still your God today. The same God who shut the mouths of the lions for Daniel, who walked in the fire with the 3 Hebrew boys, who resurrected the dead and healed the sick, is the same God who tells you today to trust in me. Do not stray, do not give in to discouragement. Do not listen to the enemy's lies that tell you you are alone, because you are not. I have been with you, I am with you, and I will be with you until the very end of the world. That is why I urge you today to hold on to an unshakable faith in your heart. Do not release my hand, even when the storm rages and the wind blows with fierce strength. I am your anchor amidst the waves. I am the one who can calm the storm with just a single word. I am the one who brings peace in the middle of the war. Place your trust in my guidance, for I will never lead you toward destruction, but will always guide you along paths of righteousness, for the sake of my name. Trust in my unconditional love, the kind of love that does not change even when you change, a love that remains steadfast even when you stumble. I am here to help you, to strengthen you, to open doors that no one can shut, to lift your head when you feel ashamed, and to show you that there is a higher purpose in everything you are going through. Never forget that I am the light at the end of the tunnel, the strength in your weaknesses, and the refuge when everything else has crumbled. Just as I have been with my people throughout every generation, I will be with you. Believe in me, not because you deserve it, but because I am faithful to my promises. Everything will be all right. It may not happen as you expect, but it will unfold according to my perfect plan. And that plan is good, pleasing, and perfect, because I am a God of purpose, not confusion. Embrace my grace, my love, and my eternal promise that I will never leave you nor forsake you. Listen carefully to the voice of your Heavenly Father, for what I am about to reveal to you holds eternal significance. These are not mere words or sounds lost in the air, but a divine declaration from above, a pronouncement that carries the power to utterly transform your life. If these words have touched your heart, if something within you has stirred, I want you to understand something crucial. Somehow, you have changed. You may not be able to pinpoint the exact moment when this change occurred. Perhaps it was as quiet as the dawn, gradually making its way through the darkness, but rest assured it has happened. And now that it has, there is no turning back. This transformation is not temporary, nor is it surface level. It is spiritual. The feelings, memories, and thoughts that once controlled your days, burdening your mind and soul, no longer have power over you. You are now in a new space. Your mindset has shifted. Your soul has been uplifted. It's as though a bright light has illuminated your path, chasing away the shadows that had for so long obscured your destiny. You are no longer the same person you were before. You are no longer the one who walked with your head down, filled with fear, wandering without purpose. You are no longer the one who allowed guilt, doubt, fear, or pain to dominate you. Now, you are stronger. You are wiser. You have begun to uncover who you truly are, a beloved child of the Most High, redeemed, cherished, and called to an eternal purpose. Feel the weight of this transformation that I, your God, have started in you. It is not the work of your own strength, but the work of my Holy Spirit, who has touched you, spoken to you, and begun a good work that he will faithfully complete. You are drawing closer and closer to your fullest potential, even if you may not fully see it yet. I assure you, the one who began this good work in you will perfect it until the day of Christ Jesus. Do not fear this change. Do not resist it. Do not struggle against it, for it is a sign of growth, maturity, and spiritual development. You are being prepared for greater things ahead. Open your arms to this new reality, to the new spiritual level that is unfolding before you. Trust in me. I am guiding you step by step, even when the path seems unclear. I am with you in every decision, in every thought, in every night of solitude, and in every day of hope. This is your moment to embrace your true nature, to live in harmony with your soul and the eternal values that truly matter: faith, love, obedience, holiness, and truth. You are entering a new chapter of your journey, and although it may seem unfamiliar, it is the most significant chapter yet, for it marks your spiritual rebirth. Do not stop now. Do not look back. Do not compare yourself to who you were, for I am making all things new. Embrace this transformation, for in it, my power and glory are being revealed in you. You are becoming the person you were always meant to be. You are destined to become the person I envisioned before I even formed you in your mother's womb. Do not be afraid. Keep growing, keep learning, keep maturing, because, with celestial certainty, I tell you that the best is yet to come. I am your guide on this path of rebirth, and I will not rest until you see with your own eyes what I have prepared for you since the beginning of time. Walk with me, do not fear, do not doubt, for I, your God, am with you. The time of living under the shadow of fear has ended. For so long, you walked paths where confusion and doubt tried to take root in your heart. You wondered if anyone heard you, if anyone saw the struggles you faced, the deepest thoughts, silent pleas, and inner battles that seemed endless. I was there, watching with infinite compassion every step you took, even when you stumbled. At no moment did I turn away or withdraw my hand. Even in the quietest moments, when the heavens seemed closed, I was still working in the background, preparing the ground where you now stand with greater strength. You have been guided through a process that, though painful, was absolutely necessary. The seasons of your life have not been random or without purpose. Every trial, every loss, every delay has been part of a divine design that may be beyond human comprehension but unmistakably bears the mark of my perfect will. I have removed from your path what could not build you. I allowed certain doors to close, not to punish you, but to direct you toward the path of life. I have not withheld blessings from you. I have simply reserved them for the right time. For not every blessing, if given too early, contributes to your growth. Some blessings would have weighed heavily upon you when your heart was not yet prepared to receive them. Deep inside, something new has begun to emerge. You have been stripped of what no longer served your higher purpose, thoughts of inferiority, invisible chains that bound your will, and habits that kept you from realizing the fullness of your destiny. This process has not been in vain. You have started to see with fresh eyes, to recognize the eternal in the midst of the temporary, to seek the unseen over the visible. This awakening is not just a fleeting emotion nor a simple stage of change. It is a profound reconfiguration of your soul, an alignment with the heavens, a transformation that connects you to spiritual realms you had never explored before. You have been called to live from the Spirit, not from the flesh, to walk by faith, not by sight, to trust in what I have spoken above the whispers of the world. The new space you now find yourself in is not the end, but the beginning. This moment marks the start of a new journey with renewed clarity. You have crossed a threshold, and the road ahead is brighter, filled with purpose and direction like never before. You can no longer return to who you were, because that former version of yourself has already died. What now lives within you is a new creation, shaped through the fire of trials and strengthened by the breath of my Spirit. The weaknesses that once defined you have been replaced by a strength that does not come from your own abilities, but from me. The fears that once held you captive no longer have control, because the perfect love I pour into you drives out all fear. Take a close look at your surroundings. They are different now because you are different. What you once tolerated no longer has a place in your life. What once enticed you has lost its appeal. It's not that the world has changed. It is you who have been transformed. Your vision has been elevated. Your ability to discern spiritually has been sharpened, and your heart is learning to beat in harmony with my will. You were not called to repeat the mistakes of the past or to remain overshadowed by your failures. You have been set apart to walk in the light, to be a testimony of my power, and to reflect my glory in a generation that has forgotten my name. Stand firm, not because everything is easy, but because you now know who is by your side. Not because you have all the answers, but because you trust the one who holds them. Not because there is no pain, but because, even in the midst of pain, you have discovered my comfort. This process will not be completed overnight, but each step you take in obedience brings you closer to the purpose that has been prepared for you since, before the foundation of the world. What you once saw as ruins is now the fertile ground where I am building something eternal. What once seemed broken is now a testimony, and what appeared lost will be restored in my perfect timing, with my power, and for my glory. Do not look to the left or right to compare your journey with that of others. Do not allow fear or external pressure to dictate your decisions. Keep moving forward with unwavering determination, for I am marking each step you take. I have not completed my work in you yet. What I began, I will finish, and I will do it to perfection. At this very moment in your life, I want you to pause and realize how far I have brought you. It is no accident that you are here, receiving these words at precisely this point in time. Everything you have experienced has been part of a divine plan that I, the Lord, have orchestrated with intention and purpose. Even when the path seemed unclear, when the days felt endless, and when the answers didn't come, my hand was silently at work behind each event. I have never left you alone, even though there were times you couldn't feel my presence. I am constant, I am faithful, and I am building something in you that takes time, something deep and lasting. What is unfolding within you is not just a fleeting emotion, but a tangible reality. What is being established within you is grounded on foundations stronger than ever before. You no longer need to rely on the visible to affirm your every step. Even if you haven't fully realized it yet, You have learned to discern what is true in the midst of the distractions and the fleeting things of this world. A spiritual clarity is beginning to emerge within you, not as a brief flash of insight, but as a continuous light that grows brighter each day. It is not necessary for you to grasp everything all at once. It is enough that you trust that you are being guided by a wisdom far beyond human comprehension. Your ability to discern is sharpening. You are beginning to distinguish between what builds you up and what drains you, between what brings life and what consumed. You can now sense when a word comes from me and when it is just noise with no purpose. This heightened awareness does not come from human experience or natural knowledge. It is a divine gift activated in those willing to listen beyond the noise of the world. And you have entered that space. That is why you are receiving this revelation now, because your ears have started to tune into the eternal. In this season, I will not ask you to walk as you did before. I am not leading you down the same roads. Your journey now demands a deeper sensitivity, a more profound awareness. It's not just about external decisions, it's about the posture of your heart. I am working within the hidden recesses of your mind, your intentions, your priorities, the very core of who you are. I am aligning every part of your being with my will. Because if I were to take you to the place I've prepared for you without first adjusting your inner self, you wouldn't be able to carry what I intend to give you. That is why I've been patient with you. That is why I've allowed pauses, silences, and delays. They were not punishments, they were preparation. And now, the time has come when you will begin to see clearer signs. I will confirm every step you take. You won't need to chase after every voice or act out of anxiety. You will learn to wait in peace, because you will know that what belongs to you will not be lost. What comes from me does not require manipulation, human strategies, or pressure. What is mine flows with peace, and you will begin to recognize that peace is the seal of my will. That peace will become your compass. When something comes from me, you will know it, because it will bring rest to your spirit, even if it challenges your logic. But when something is not from me, even if it appears appealing, it will unsettle your soul. You will learn to discern this difference, and that discernment will be your protection. You won't need to rush. I will set the pace. At times, it may seem slow, but it will be perfect, because in each stage, I am planting something in you. Don't just focus on reaching the destination. Embrace what I am doing along the way. The small obediences, the quiet acts of faith, the decisions made in secret, everything counts. Nothing you do in obedience is in vain. Even when it feels like no one notices, I am recording it. I am shaping in you the character you will need for what lies ahead. This is a season when I will reveal things to you that you couldn't see before. I will open your eyes to truths that have always been there, but only now are you ready to understand. There are truths that cannot be imposed, but must be revealed when the heart is prepared, and you are reaching that stage. Not because you are perfect, but because you have been willing. And that willingness has pleased me. You have shown openness and taken steps of obedience, even without knowing all the answers. And because of that, you have opened greater access to my presence. Continue on this path, not because everything will be immediately clear, but because you've begun to understand that being in my will is more significant than fully comprehending it. When you walk by faith, even the things that seem uncertain become clear in my hands. There are moments that mark a definitive before and after for those who choose to walk in communion with me. These moments don't always come with loud signs or upward displays. Sometimes they are quiet, unnoticed by the world, but they are decisive in the spiritual realm. Right now, you are crossing one of those invisible thresholds that will shape the course of everything ahead. Even though you can't see it fully, a deep reconfiguration is happening inside you. Everything that was not aligned with my purpose begins to lose its strength. while what is rooted in my truth starts to emerge with authority and strength. I have begun redirecting your steps, not according to human logic, but by my divine design. Your natural mind may not yet understand the full scope of what is being birthed, but your spirit already perceives it. That's why there are things you once tolerated that now cause discomfort. Places where you once found ease now bring unease, and people whose words once influenced you no longer have the same power over you. This is not a coincidence. I am loosening the bonds that tied you to limited thinking, opening you up to the higher knowledge that comes from me. In this process, there is a separation not because I reject your story, but because I am choosing what will be part of your destiny. Some connections will weaken, not out of hostility, but because they have fulfilled their purpose. There are voices you will stop hearing, paths you will stop walking not due to judgment, but because of the direction I'm leading you in. I am making space in your life, in your mind, in your time for what is to come. You cannot carry the new while holding on to the old. And while this may hurt, it is necessary, because where I am leading you, you cannot enter with extra weight. You can only enter with obedience. I want you to learn to recognize my movements, even when they are not accompanied by emotion. Sometimes, the work I do will be subtle, like the gentle breeze that passed before the prophet Elijah. I will not always speak to you through thunder or fire. Often, I will communicate in the quiet whisper of stillness, in the midst of seemingly simple decisions, in the repetition of a phrase that lodges itself in your mind, or in the unexpected disruption of a plan that once seemed perfect. Do not underestimate the way I speak, for I, your God, communicate with those who are attentive, not necessarily with those who make the loudest noise. At this stage in your journey, my focus is not to provide you with immediate answers to all your questions, but to shape you in such a way that you will be able to handle those answers when they arrive. The growth you are undergoing right now is not measured by what you see, but by the maturity you are developing as you learn to wait, to trust without falling into despair, and to move forward without seeking external validation. This is the work I am doing in you, a stability that doesn't rely on immediate results, but on my unwavering presence. And that stability will become your strength in the challenges ahead. I have set aside opportunities for you, but they require preparation. If I gave them to you before the appointed time, they would become burdens, not blessings. But each passing day is equipping you, strengthening you, and training you spiritually. What you once perceived as a delay has been an extension of my grace. Time has been extended so you can be fully ready, so that when the opportunities do come, you don't just receive a fleeting blessing, but a lasting inheritance. This preparation is deep because the calling I've placed on your life is deep. It is not a shallow calling, but one with eternal significance that will impact others far beyond your immediate reach. Through this process, I am teaching you true dependence not based on religious rituals or routines, but on a living, intimate relationship with me. When more complex decisions arise, you will know how to discern, not because others tell you what to do, but because you will have learned to hear my voice resonating deep within your spirit. That voice will be your guide when everything else around you becomes uncertain, and the certainty you gain from it will be more valuable than any external sign. The world's structure constantly pushes you to hurry, to engage in pointless productivity, and to race toward things that often have no eternal value. But I call you to pause for a moment and see with new eyes, to lift your gaze beyond the immediate and fleeting. Because when you live solely by the urgency of what is visible, you exhaust yourself without even realizing it. You were not created to chase after the temporary, but to inhabit the eternal. And to live in the eternal, you must first understand that my timing is not dictated by clocks or human schedules, but by divine purposes. I have begun to break your dependence on external expectations. The voices that once told you your worth, shaped your identity, and set your goals are beginning to lose their hold over you. Not because you've entirely silenced them, but because my truth is beginning to resonate more powerfully within you. This is a delicate process, but deep, much like tuning a musical instrument. Little by little, it is being adjusted until it produces the sound it was meant to create. Similarly, I am working in you, not in a sudden manner, but with precision, wisdom, and patience. I want you to begin living with conscious awareness, to recognize that nothing around you is random when you walk under my purpose. Every encounter, every word, and every seemingly ordinary day can become a divine seed planted in the soil of your soul. But to see it, you must be present, not distracted. You must learn to inhabit the moment, for it is in the seemingly ordinary where I often reveal the extraordinary. I do not always reveal myself in visible miracles. More often, I show myself in constancy, in peace that defies understanding, and in the strength that emerges when you thought you had none left.